Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. Sorry I'm wearing the glasses, but I'm still dealing with the dizziness. I wanted to talk to everybody about the the state of the country and but really not so much about the state of the country. There's a lot of ish going on right now. But you want to know what? Honestly, I'm here to talk about you and how you are dealing with that because ultimately that's what's most important. It doesn't matter. So often we are getting so wrapped up in what is happening outside of us, and that's where we get lost. Once we start putting judgments on what is happening, oh man, I'm getting so dizzy. Once we start getting so wrapped up on things that are outside of us, once we start putting our judgments on the way that people should act, once we start putting judgments on how things should be, once we start putting um, judgments on the way we think people should act and feel, then we are missing the point. My last podcast on Buddha teaches us that there is suffering in everything. Jesus taught us. Jesus himself taught us that there is suffering in everything because Jesus himself suffered so much. On Jesus himself walked himself to his own deathbed. Jesus himself walked himself to his own deathbed. That screams. That is so telling, ladies and gentlemen. So telling. And so often do they above tell us that it is not that it is all about the soul. It's all about the soul's growth. And the more and more importance and emphasis that you put on the physical aspect, the more you are losing focus on the soul. And that is where it all is. Now, obviously, there is importance that you need to put on the physical sense, but that physical part comes only on you, not on somebody else. Once you start putting attention and focus on somebody else and what someone else's physical aspects are doing, then you are losing it. That is when you give away all your power. When you start to judge and when you start to put um a- uh not when you start to put judgments and expectations on other people, you begin to miss the point. It's all about the soul, and as far as the physical aspects, it's all about you and you only. So during these times, what I do is I'm very well aware of them, very well aware of what's going on. And do I engage in conversation? Heck yeah. I try very, very hard to deal only in facts. Um, so I do try to listen to both sides, and um, but I what I do try to do is not absorb. So I'll hear somebody talk, and I'll read things, and sometimes, and I've told you guys I'm not perfect, so I will engage at times, but I really try not to. So, um, and even the people I do engage with, I know. If I don't know you, I don't even engage with you. Um, if I know you, and if I know you, my engagement is very minimum. Um, and if I engage with you, it's probably because I love you. So, and it's because I care about you very much, enough to the point where I feel like, yeah, you know, you and I can get along enough to have a conversation. But what I try to do is not absorb. So when I view the rioting and the looting and the destruction, I I see it, but I try not to feel it. I see what's going on and I look from a soul's perspective. Okay, what is this soul learning at this very moment? Because the soul is learning a heck of a lot. There are a few messages that they are always telling us there is always light in the darkness. Okay, so where is light? Now, it's tough to see the light through the media because they don't really show the light, but they do at times. You just really have to look. There are instances and people that they will interview that will highlight and say things that you're like you can hold on to and you're like bam, there you go. That's light right there. That is love. Just subtle remarks, comments, people that they will show where they are defending just people. They're showing love. They're showing hugs. They're just you can see it. You can see the love there. And that is what I hold on to. Now, I get it. Some people might even see what I'm saying right now and be like, "Come on. I mean, that doesn't even make sense what he's doing there. He's like almost robotic." And I get that because sorry guys, I get so dizzy, man. Um I get it. And we're just on different levels. That's totally okay. And we're coming from different approaches, you know. We're all going in we're all going in the same direction, but coming from different sides, you know. And that's okay. But what I'm telling you um I just get from above, and these messages that I continuously get are extremely consistent, and these things that they tell me um are definitely, well, yeah, very consistent in that there's love present and everything, that there is light um through the darkness, and that basically is the purpose of this plane, this planetary realm, to see the light in the darkness, not to hold on to the darkness, but to actually see through the darkness into the light. And so therefore we have to have darkness. And so so there's so much density right now, right? And so many of us are holding on to it. So many of us are holding on to it. We have to um know that there is going to be a light that is coming from this. Now, I channeled a message the other day, about a week ago, where they were talking about something that's happening, and that there is an unmasking going on about the, I don't want to say, I forget the terminology they used, but basically the low vibrational people are being exposed. And I'm curious to see how this all plays out. Um because it is interesting to see what is going to come of all of this. But again, this is about you guys. And again, I'm not absorbing. I encourage you not to absorb, right? We observe, and we observe only. You When you begin to feel it, because some of you are empaths, so you do feel and you do absorb that energy. I encourage you to just simply observe when you do begin to feel that energy. Just sit there with it and feel it, but don't let it drive anything. Be aware of that energy beginning to build within you. And when you do begin to feel that energy build within you, move it. moving in a way through exercise. Communication is key. You can like journal it. You can talk to somebody else. Um, like within a household, what I do not encourage you to do is go talk. Do not start writing stuff on Facebook that are negative to other people. Don't go and debate somebody you don't know and get confrontational to the point where you're calling names and stuff. Obviously, mature debating is a good thing, and that's always encouraged if you can stay in that uh, mature mindset. But obviously, we all see that that's difficult to do for a lot of us. So be mindful of that. But when you feel the energy building, it has to be moved. It cannot sit there. So find a constructive way of getting rid of it, of moving it. Um, but know that there are reasons for everything. Know that there is light that is here, that God is present in all of this. Now, that's difficult to see. I get it, but He is. They are. They are working around. Now, other things that we can do is begin to, in your mind, begin to uh, use the light and put light where you want it. Now, this is an extremely effective use of the light. So if you can begin to picture light and just view this intense beam of light go to every city that is having issues around the country, world, whatever, all of it. And there's no end to how much you can use this light. You can send it to wherever you want, whenever you want, how often you want. There it is endless. Do that. And actually, that's a great way to move the energy because not only are you moving the energy, but you are moving it in an extremely effective and productive manner. You are you are being extremely positive with the way in which you are moving things. And I encourage this deeply. It's called light work. And I use it and it's extremely effective. Um, and I encourage you to hold this image for at least 15 minutes. 15 minutes, I'm sorry. Hold it for 15 minutes. It's a great exercise. Um, so that's one way. Now, people don't understand or laugh at prayer. And what I will say is that's unfortunate because let me tell you what prayer is. It is basically what I am telling you here. We cannot control other people. You can't. And no matter what you do, you can't control. So the only thing you can do is pray. And when you go into a situation and you say, "Okay, I'm going to pray about that." That's the only thing you can do. Obviously, if you're called to act, you are called to act in a situation, then therefore go do that. But if you're not, then there's nothing more you can do except pray. And that's a great thing. Therefore, go do it. And if you're called to pray, then do that. And that's an extremely what I was just saying with the light work is a form of prayer, but it's a form of meditation as well, and where you are directing the light in a particular way, envisioning the light, the prayer in a visualization rather than words, and you are specific with it rather than rather than through the words. So, and that's why people, like a lot of people, laugh at prayer and are like, "Well, prayer, what is that?" Well, what do you want me to do? I don't live in New York. I don't live in Los Angeles. I'm not an activist. I'm not going to join the government to actually invoke change. So, what more can I do? I can't I can't stand up to the police that don't police themselves. You can't there's not a whole heck of a lot for me to do, you know? So, and we already know that God is present and everywhere. So do not get frustrated with people that laugh at prayer. It is effective. And don't allow their ego minds and their ignorance to dissuade you from praying and from invoking the light and using the light and calling upon your spiritual team to help. I'm telling you, they are there and they want to help and they need us to call them. They 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 need us just as much as we need them. They want to help. So call them, invoke their names, bring them into these situations. It helps them just as much as we help them. Um, and that's basically what I wanted to talk to today because there are a lot of people out there that feel hopeless, but you're not. Don't feel that way. It's okay. It is okay. Worry about you. Know that really everything's okay because primarily it's about your soul. Worry about your growth. Worry about your focus. Focus on love. Focus on knowing that there are good things that are happening. As much despair as you think there is out there, there is also so much love out there. There really is. Just because you don't see it, there really is so much love. And focus on that. Try to find it. When you feel energy building in the negative sense, move it. And when you move it in a positive way. Doing the light work, doing the prayer, but always focus on yourself. If you go outside of yourself and you start to put your judgments out there onto somebody else and you start to judge their actions, their movements, their decisions, then you are removing your power away from you and you are missing the point then. And it is encouraged to be mindful of that and then bring it back within yourself. This is basically a mindfulness practice to bring back within yourself because the Buddha and Jesus both teach us that there is always suffering. We're never going to be without that, ladies and gentlemen. Accept what is. Accept what is, change what you can if you're called to change it, but be who you are. Don't don't get frustrated at it. Jesus wasn't um he was quite content and at peace with his purpose. Be content and at peace with your purpose as well as I am with mine, as you should be with yours. As Martin Luther King was with him. Now that guy knew. Man, I'll tell you what, if you ever want to study a guy, we should do a podcast on that guy because I'll tell you what, Martin Luther King was the man. That guy, he had his stuff together. He was an extremely intelligent man. And as far as spirituality goes, yes, he was Christian, but he was much, much more powerful than and much more intelligent. Like yes, he subscribed to the Christian belief system, but he knew much more than that. He knew much more than that. I've read some of his books, and he he just used Christianity as a means of getting to growing his audience, but he knew way more. He was a gift from God to really help a lot of people, and he was an amazing man. If you ever want to study a person and how to handle situations like this, I encourage you to read about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. because he is a beautiful person on how to handle yourself and see the light in situations when you think there's darkness. But anyway, those are some of the thoughts that I felt guided to communicate with you guys about. Uh, And if you don't mind, I will take a second. Again, I'm sorry about the glasses, but I am really struggling um, with this dizziness. So, Enoch speaking, my children. Grateful we are for such a beautiful discussion. We are accurate in this depiction that has been given to you today. These are beautiful words of depiction that have been painted for you all. Words of great wisdom that have been offered through this podcast here. We encourage you all to believe such words of wisdom, for these are truly accurate in their depiction of processes, things to do, concepts, guidances, things to focus upon. These are beautiful in the aspects of love and traditions of love and light. We are present during these times, my children, and we do encourage you to trust and believe in such representations of our presence. Our truths are here, although not always represented in televised broadcasts. We are here, present, unnotable across many airwaves. Yes. However, this is not an understanding that many humans are capable of becoming one with at this very moment. However, this is not to be of your concern. What we encourage you to understand is that we are present and that you understand, and that with this understanding, you are capable of growing. And through this growth, you are capable of healing. And through this healing, you are capable of helping others. And through this helping of others, there is much growth capabilities throughout this world. And this is where the true growth happens, my children. Once you continue to grow, once you grow, you are sending waves of healing out into this world. And thus, there are others out there that will grow with you. Trust in this process. This is not one that is low in potential. This is great in its possibilities of love and healing possibilities throughout the entire world, not just this region, not just this area, my children. This is one that is greatness, a rippling effect throughout this entire planetary realm, galaxies even. The aspects of love that are possible in the effects of healing are so great that it is not even known to humans how great it is. The effects of healing and love, how far and widespread the effects go. As guys, I can see a forest right now that's very dark, and as I can see, it's like it's a ripple of light that actually carves a hole through the entire darkness, and the darkness does not close back up. It's just in this light that just carved through the darkness, and then the light, the hole stays open. Accurate depiction of what is being shown to Christopher, as this is the true power of light, my children. As you all continue to heal, you continue to poke holes through the density at which this realm holds. This is the true power of love, and which we all encourage you to continue to grow upon. For as you grow upon this love, you continue to poke holes into the density and allow for more light and love to enter. And this is where the true power lies. This is where the true power of the humankind and the human soul lives, through the shedding of poking holes of the darkness, the shedding of the density that lies within this realm. So thick is its density, but so loving in nature is the power and of light and love. Trust in how powerful you all are, my children, and know that just because the darkness is given so much attention, light and love are still present and capable of overwhelming such negativity when it is given just even a little more attention. As you continue to focus even more on the love and positivity that is around surrounding you all, you will begin to notice a subtle shift within you all, a subtle shift of higher vibration. This subtle shift will allow for more light and love to enter. Once this happens, greater amounts of light and love will begin to enter all of your energetic bodies, and this will allow for more healing to enter, and thus greater amounts of light and love will enter this planetary realm. And we are all so grateful for this message to be allowed to come forth at this time, and Christopher for allowing it to be guided to you all. We are grateful for you all today, your attendance, for allowing this message. Thank you all. Enjoy your day. We are present and we love you. Thank you. Thank you, Enoch. I appreciate you always. And thank you guys. I appreciate it. Again, sorry for the glasses. I'm really struggling here with this dizziness and head stuff, but thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Enjoy your day, and seriously, I hope this helps you all. Thank you. Take care. Love you. Bye.